All right.
Completely walk.
Next up, a story you brought up. Chris Long officially retires from the NFL. Among the announcements for his retirement, he also came out basically saying he smoked weed throughout his career. 2-time Super Bowl winner. You got to take a tangent on Chris Long calling it quits officially.
Good for him, one of the good guys in the league. And also, when he retired, he and his father, Howie Long, are...
Who you called a bust. Like,
I didn't call Chris Long a bust.
You called Chris Long, like, when we first started podcasting
a bust?
back in the day, you would hate on Chris Long because you're like, he's
was.
always hurt.
He was.
He's true. He was like, he's not even that as athletic as people make him out to be.
Robert Quinn was a better player than him.
Yeah, exactly. That was your whole hot take.
And he is. So
not career wise.
Let's just say this:
you can
Chris
compare.
Long can't play 3-4 outside linebacker.
They tried it,
and it failed.
No, he did. He played for the Pats 3-4 outside linebacker.
Bro, that was sub packages. That was like different looks.
He didn't start that year.
Exactly.
But he still had like 10 sacks.
No, he didn't. Not for the Patriots.
I think he had like 8.
Maybe
might
like
have been
7.
6.
It was like 6 or 7. Yeah, you know how the numbers kept going down. It was like Rob Ninkovich had 8.5 sacks that led the Patriots. Which, by the way, I'm talking.
Bro, I didn't even know who Rob Ninkovich was until he all of a sudden showed up on ESPN, and they were like, "Yeah, Patriots legend Rob Ninkovich," and I was like,
what?
"Who's this guy?"
Bro, he played for the Saints and got cut.
And I was like, "How do you play for the Patriots this long, win this much, and you're still irrelevant?"
46.5 career sacks.
Damn, that sucks.
Saying Khalil Mack, I think he had a little bit more than that, but he said Khalil Mack was second best to Chandler Jones.
Trash.
Khalil Mack has more sacks in like the past, I don't know, first 5 years of his career, 4 years of his career, than Rob Ninkovich had in like 9.
All right, next up, Robbie Nickel Coleman. Also,
Nickel Roby Coleman.
Nickel Roby. I don't know why I always do that. Because there's a Roby Coleman. That's why.
There's 3 names and a hyphen. That's why.
Nickel Roby Coleman.
There you go.
The Rams nickel linebacker, former USC product.
Nickel cornerback. He's not a linebacker. He's like
nickel,
5.
Didn't I say nickel corner?
You said nickel linebacker.
Nickel corner. Whatever. My bad.
Slot God. That's his nickname.
Slot God. Finished his degree at USC not too long ago, majoring in, I think, real estate or something like that.
Something
one
really
of those
good.
lines.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because his mom died before he got a chance to actually get to USC.
So, yeah, and he's already invested a lot in a lot of properties in, like, Missouri, I think, and somewhere else, and is basically building a real estate empire, you know, while he's still essentially in the prime of his career. So, do you got to take her tangent on Robbie Coleman dominating real estate?
Nicole Roby.
Why do I keep saying Robbie Coleman?
Because you assume
Nicole
Robbie
Roby
when you say R-O-B-E-Y.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah.
My bad. Sorry.
Shout
Sorry,
out,
sir.
Shout out to the legend. Didn't even get drafted. Was a steal. I remember when he picked 6 Andrew Luck against Stanford, and I was really hoping USC would win that game, but they choked because TJ McDonald can't play free safety properly. But he also got hosed on a really bad call. And TJ McDonald actually was better than Taylor Mays. I'm shocked to say that. I'm surprised TJ McDonald isn't playing linebacker yet in the NFL. But whatever. When it comes down to Roby Coleman, man, that's an amazing feat. Graduated from USC, like, his mom died. His dad died too, but like he's held it down and he's made, you know, he earned his stripes in Buffalo, finally got paid with the Rams. It's fantastic. And I really hope the Rams get a Super Bowl, especially for a guy who played at USC, came from Florida if I'm not mistaken, and earned it the hard way. Shout out to Nickel Roby Coleman.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. I'm for any player. I'm for any player building business outside of football. And the sooner you can do that, the better, because that just really gives you more room for error. Like I always
and he's young. He's under 30.
Like when
he's making money.
Exactly. When I talk to college students, I always tell them, you know, start your own thing right now. I think that's kind of like my biggest regret is not being more proactive on the entrepreneur front in my early years of college. And I think a similar kind of lesson is there in the NFL, because if you kind of see it as like, okay, I have this dream that I'm living out that I know is going to end soon. And yes, it's supplementing me full time right now. But you're also building that residual business. That's just going to save you time when you do have to retire and move into that residual business full time. So he's already like 3 steps ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's doing it on his own and not, having a handler or, having all these investments accounts or these investment relationships or being part of these hedge funds and stuff like that, where we routinely see players kind of get screwed over. The fact that he has the degree and the knowledge to do it himself, more power to him.
Power, wealth, and influence. Black excellence.
All right, next up, man, Kyler Murray. The ESPN and media machine is already on Kyler Murray, basically saying his arm is crazy. They've already said it's pretty similar to Patrick Mahomes. So you got a take or tangent on Kyler Murray being the next Patrick Mahomes?
Nah, he's the first.
This early.
He's Michael Vick, but much better. Like, Kyler Murray is a much better player than Michael Vick was coming out of college. Probably his first 5 years, if we're being honest. But that's because Michael Vick actually didn't really get quarterback training and didn't take it seriously. But Kyler Murray, you're going to tell me Kyler Murray wasn't better in college than Mike Vick was in college? Mike Vick would have went more the Vince Young route and been stuck with a freaking...
I don't know, man.
Thankfully, he didn't
It's a tough... That's a toss-up. It really is a toss-up.
Left-handed quarterbacks really weren't treated well.
No, they still aren't.
Around. But I would say, I think the bigger issue isn't Kyler Murray. It's those receivers that he has in Arizona.
That's a good little tangent.
That's a nice little Madden offense. You got Larry Fitzgerald, who damn near is a tight end at this point. He might as well just play tight end.
I'm gonna take this take from Keyshawn that I heard
Butler,
yesterday.
Isabella, and Christian Kirk. That's speed and size all over the field.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say was, can we stop crediting Cliff Kingsbury for developing Patrick Mahomes?
Because he didn't.
He didn't. Andy Reid did. The Chiefs did.
Thank you.
Coming out of college, the knock on Patrick Mahomes was that he needed a lot of polishing, a lot of development. He was raw.
And he was inaccurate.
I might have called him the next Logan Thomas. I don't know. Maybe it was me. Maybe it wasn't. Point is, Andy Reid took him from point A to point B in that redshirt season.
Alex Smith too.
Which is actually, when you think about it, just on a tangent here, that's like the only real smooth changing of the guard. Like, can you think of another changing of the guard that was smooth? As smooth as that?
David Garrard and Byron Leftwich.
Was that really a changing of the guard? Because didn't David Garrard come back?
Him?
Yeah.
You're right. Eli Kurt Warner?
Okay. Maybe.
Kurt Warner's trash.
Maybe, but Kurt Warner was never the franchise guy. I'm talking about Joe Montana to Steve Young, which was ugly. I'm talking about Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, which was ugly. Yeah. I mean, even in other sports, Shaq to Kobe. Kobe to nobody. LeBron to probably nobody.
His son makes it to the NBA with him. That'd be crazy. But I got one. Take your tangent. So Chris Harris for the Denver Broncos re-signed. I think it was a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal.
It was for $12 million.
And he re-signed with the Broncos. Which, you got to take your tangent.
I think that's more appropriate for touchdown or turnover.
I have a question for you regarding why it could be a tangent. Does this make this easier to trade him?
What did you just do?
I honestly could see
That's your tangent then. Like,
it really is. I just
Okay.
thought I was the only person. I know I was the only person who thought that, but I'm like, realistically, this might just be an easier way to see him get traded
yeah, I think
to the Dolphins.
I think that's a good
They
angle. On
traded
it.
Juwan James.
I think that's a good angle on it, but also, who are they going to be having playing in the rest of the secondary around him? I mean, that's really where the big issue was with the Broncos last year. It was everyone else but him.
Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson, who's probably just going to play strong safety. I can't name the other corners.
On that note, since you already brought it up, let's go ahead and transition to touchdown and turnover. Can you hit the drop?
Damn, I am blind.
I like that Mortal Kombat sound.
Come here. It's better if you don't say hit the just.
I definitely feel like I'm playing like a PlayStation.
You
game.
definitely weren't even paying attention.
I was paying attention, but I'm blind as shit without my glasses. I was looking right at it, and I was like,
That's all right. It's
I
a work
can't
in
see it.
progress. It's new.
I was like, I can't
It's a
see
new
that.
thing.
I need my glasses. This is
It's a
bad.
new thing. But yeah, the game vibe you're getting is intentional
Okay.
because we're like closet nerds.
No, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely not a nerd. He lost his
I'm
nerd card. As
I
we
saw
talked
in
about
game
before.
already. Shut up,
You can apply for your
Well,
nerd card back.
at that point,
fam. I had a teenage. I
At
showed
that
up
point,
to our
you-
live
at
remote
that point-
with the teenage.
At that point, you could have already seen the DVD rip
yeah.
online. Like,
I was busy finishing college. Asshole.
you saw the 22 other Avenger movies over your 9-year college career, so shut your ass up.
I saw those quickly. The stakes weren't as high back then. The stakes weren't as high. Okay?
Don't use that as an excuse.
I sat in this newsroom. I
Don't
sat in
use that as an
this
excuse.
radio station 2 weeks ago writing a 2,000-word paper and got a pretty good grade on it and got an A in that class. So, hey.
All right, so Shane Ray signed with the Ravens a few weeks ago.
He's still in the league.
Is that a touchdown or a turnover?
That's a touchdown. And, Ryan, don't you sass me.
All right, and the one you brought up earlier, Jared Valdir, he retires.
Mr. Torn Tricep, man.
Is that a touchdown or a turnover?
Touchdown. I mean, he probably the most. If he would have made the roster and started, he would have made $6.25 million. Had he actually would have made the roster and been a backup, I think he would have made like $2 million or so.
I want to say this is like his third team in 3 years or fourth team in 4
He
years,
played
something
for
like
the
that.
Broncos.
He's been bouncing
played
around.
for the Cardinals and the Raiders.
I thought he played with somebody else too.
Maybe he probably got cut.
Yeah, I think he played with somebody else as well.
Sometimes when you're hurt, it's just best to know when to step away. So,
But yeah, the Hillsdale 6'8", 4th round pick, once played center.
I thought he was a third-round pick.
I think he was third or fourth. But yeah, out of Hillside, he
Got
was
to be like
he
a
was like
90
one
in
of the
Madden.
first players out of taking that high out of that school.
How the hell did he end up being like a 90 in Madden?
He was really good when he was protecting Carson Palmer like that second or third year.
Yeah.
I was really devastated when the Raiders couldn't keep him because he
And
was
Lamar
so
Houston.
athletic, strong, and fast, and was only like 26 years old when they opted to sign Austin Howard instead.
And then they failed at signing Roger Saffold, and then they lost Lamar Houston. And all I know is...
and stuck us with MJD. It washed up MJD.
And all I know is you get a big contract for the Arizona Cardinals as an offensive lineman. That's usually
You're a
where
made man.
it goes downhill for you.
Shout out to Mike Lupati.
Mike Upati.
Levi Brown.
He was drafted there. It doesn't count.
The tackle they have there now.
G.J. Humphries out of Florida.
There
They
you
drafted
go.
him too. I was thinking of the guy that the the Giants had. Justin Pugh.
Yep.
Pew. Yeah.
All right.
Who should be a guard, but I think he's
On that same note, man, Adam Pac-Man Jones officially retires. I think he sat out last year, right?
Bruh.
Not a touchdown or a turnover.
one of the greatest, most problematic football players of our time. Who had a better